Use this dark psychology to gain an unfair advantage on YouTube. Right now, there is a certain type of video that is quietly taking over YouTube. And just recently, it's become one of the most viral discussions on the entire internet, pulling in millions of views on all platforms, not just YouTube. And once you see it, you'll see it just pop up absolutely everywhere. Let's break it down. So let's start with some context. There's this big YouTuber named Iman Trading, and he just made this big expose on another trading YouTuber named TJR. TJR is generally very well liked by people in the trading community and outside of the trading community, generally viewed is very personable, funny, and authentic with his content.
If you are 16 or older and you do not have a penthouse, a Lamborghini, and $10 million in your bank account, by now you are absolutely cooked.
Yet this expose video paints him as a deceptive villain.
The self-proclaimed successful trader from 9 months before this couldn't deliver on his promises, and apparently he never paid them back after losing their money.
But we're not here to decide whether this is true or false, because honestly, the interesting part is how did this format explode so hard? It's going crazy on YouTube right now. It even got taken down initially, got re-uploaded, and it's close to hitting 1 million views. It's like #1 trending on Twitter. It's blowing up on TikTok.
TJR is having the worst week.
It's all over for TJR.
They just exposed them.
Because once you understand why this blew up, you'll realize it's not about trading. It's actually a collection of huge lessons that just explain why the internet works. And if you learn these, I guarantee you can blow up your own channel. Let's start with lesson 1. Controversy is the fastest path to attention. So obviously the biggest driver of this video is nothing about trading or even the creators themselves. It is simply about controversy. And controversy is one of the most impactful things online when it comes to going viral. We recently did a study here at 1 of 10 of over 300,000 viral videos that we analyzed with an AI. The second highest viewed emotion on the entire list was literally controversy, beating out most other emotions by a landslide in terms of average views. The reason is the second something is controversial, it creates tension. When there's tension, viewers feel the need to watch something immediately, not just like a normal video where you're like, oh, I might watch this later. No, you need to see what's going on right now. Controversy also naturally creates polarization. Either people agree or they disagree. Either way, they'll feel very strongly about the video and engage with it more and watch it. And that's why controversy isn't just interesting. It is extremely distributable because it gives the algorithm something to push. Now, building off of this, lesson 2 is outrage is what makes it spread. See, because once people are watching, if they feel a very strong emotion like anger, disbelief, or frustration, they're not just going to consume the video. They are going to naturally react. And when someone reacts to a video, they might rewatch, they might comment, they might dislike, they might send to friends. Any of these actions basically just tells the YouTube algorithm that the video is important and will get a lot more engagement from other people too. And the key here is it doesn't really matter whether the reaction is positive or negative. This is why rage bait is so popular on all social media platforms right now. Look at a guy like Clavicular, for example. Clearly, he does polarizing things to get a reaction out of people. Whether it's something positive or it is something negative, strong emotions create engagement, which creates distribution and blows up your videos. You can't just be in the middle if you want to go viral. You need to be extreme, which is exactly why in our 300,000 video data report, emotions like controversy and anger that are very strong and very negative got the most views. If you want a full breakdown of this data report for free, just click the first link in the description. There's way more stuff that we looked at, including what makes a good video title, video length, thumbnails, etc. Moving on, lesson 3 is that accumulation creates retention. This is probably one of the most important parts of why this video goes so viral. Because it's not just one big, I gotcha, it's actually an accumulation of things that stack in sequence upon each other. Talking about what happened early on, what was said later, where things don't line up, another example, another situation, so on. It's basically building blocks, building on top of each other to create a very strong argument for the video. This creates good retention in regards to storytelling. People don't just watch a video if you just throw a bunch of information at them. You need to make things logically sequenced in order to keep viewers watching. This is how documentary videos blow up, right? You're not just jumping around randomly. You have a very clear beginning, middle, and end, and things are sequencing and building on top of each other to create a strong story. For example, a Mr. Beast style challenge video, you're not just going from 100 people to 5. No, you're going from 100, maybe then 50, and then 25, 10, 5, 3, and then you finally pick a winner. Everything is sequencing and building upon each other. So if you want your content to feel entertaining or convincing, then don't just rely on one big thing. Focus on individual building blocks that create a cohesive story. Now, lesson number 4 builds upon this even more, which is that story is more powerful than education. This video goes absolutely mega viral because it doesn't feel like you're being lectured or being taught in like a classroom. It feels just like a story. There's a beginning, there's a buildup, there's escalation, there's more information being revealed over time. And it's all delivered to you with a specific type of tension, right? You're not just being spoon-fed information like you're in a classroom or a college lecture. You are being drawn into a story that anyone, even if somebody doesn't do trading or doesn't know anything about day trading, can still enjoy because it simply just taps into natural human desires to see somebody scamming or whatever you want to say. Humans are basically wired for stories. Think back to like ancient history. Like people are sitting around a fire. Nobody is like, this is a pointy rock. It is gray. No, they're saying this is how the rain was formed. This is how the trees were built. People are passing down stories, not just raw information. So basically the big takeaway is if your content feels like a story, people will stay, even if it is educational. Lesson number 5, broad appeal is what creates scale. I hinted at this already, but the reason this video blew up is because it's not really about trading. Yes, these are day traders and you're talking about the different stuff they do as day traders, but I know nothing about day trading. I've never day traded a day in my life, and I found this video engaging. A lot of times, creators that I'll talk to that aren't getting views are simply just too niche with their content. If you look at YouTubers and streamers and any type of content creator that is blowing up right now, it is because they are not niche. Like iShowSpeed, for example, is not talking about albino zebras. He's literally just playing video games. He's streaming. He's chilling. He's doing whatever, right? It's just stuff that anyone can appeal and understand. Yes, this video is about trading, but the themes are universal. Right? Trust, money, success, honesty, perception versus reality, you name it. These are all universal themes that anybody can relate to. Contrast that if this video was about just like trading strategies. No one would really care. It's too niche. It's probably gonna only get 100,000 views, even if it's a banger video. So the takeaway is if you want to scale, don't just talk about your niche, connect your niche to universal ideas. We're going to switch gears a little bit and talk more about the psychological reason this video goes so viral. Lesson number 6 from this video is that narrative shapes how people see facts. To be honest with you, this video feels very cut and dry. Yes, it is probably very factual, probably very well-intentioned, but the reality is everything in this video is negative. And there's almost no humans, in my opinion, that are fully negative. People are going to have their flaws. People will have their upsides unless somebody's like truly evil. But videos like this basically make people think they're forming their own narrative and it makes them feel really good. But in reality, they're following a narrative because it's not just about what information is presented. It's the order, the emphasis, what's included, what's left out, and so on. This has been going on in media and journalism for the longest time. The way people present facts can make someone feel one way, and if you present it another way, it can make another group of people feel a different way. So if you want viewers to feel a certain way, focus on what order you include it in, and how you emphasize certain things to create that narrative in your content. Lesson number 7 is honestly really scary, and it's the fact that this narrative and format is very repeatable. There are literal entire channels dedicated to just exposing people, and the reality is there's no way that everybody can be exposed. At the same time though, everybody has their bad side, their flaws, stuff on and so on. I honestly think it's pretty cooked because you really could just make an expose video like this about anybody. I'm not saying that the facts are wrong or that TJR isn't a bad person or did bad things. I don't know, but you can literally make an expose video on me. I could make an expose video on Cocomelon, a literal kids YouTube channel. I could just say they're preying on young children and make an entire video with documentary style graphics and make viewers honestly really angry at Cocomelon, even though it's probably not that bad. I've never met Ryan Trahan, but from his content, he seems like a very nice dude. But I could totally just make an expose video and be like, yeah, Ryan Trahan's preying on young children. He has a young audience. He's trying to sell them his candy brand, right? I could make anyone seem evil if I just provide the right narrative and the right facts in the right order, and you understand. So the takeaway here is honestly a bit more personal. I'm not saying that all exposés are wrong or right. However, I am saying that this does prove that the structure of any video you make is very important. Lesson 8 is that this shows the reality of competition on social media. When you're posting on social media and you're trying to grow your channel, you are competing with many other channels making similar content to you for things like attention, trust, money, and honestly, just your whole audience. The insight here is that when one person loses credibility or loses trust or loses money, other people get that trust, credibility, and money. Basically, when one person loses, others gain, even if nobody talks about it. A lot of things have changed throughout history, but human nature is the one thing that kind of just stays the same, even if other things change, right? Like in 1300 BC, if somebody wanted to compete with you and take your food or your wife, they would literally go to your house, probably kill you, and then just take all your stuff. The difference is today, there is a barrier of business or social media or whatever it is that you are competing in. If Ryan Trahan's candy company is selling really well, it means that Mr. Beast Feastables is not selling that well. Competition is ruthless, and this video just proves it. The reality is, if TJR loses credibility, Iman gains credibility. There's not really a reason for Iman to spend all this time trying to expose TJR if he's not getting something out of it. And I'm not saying this is wrong, but what it does mean is that you should take expose videos like this with a huge grain of salt and understand that your competitors really do not care about you. Building off of this, lesson number 9 is that incentives shape absolutely everything. Almost nobody is making content without incentives, especially if they're spending hours of their day and dedicating most of their life and maybe even working full-time on social media or YouTube. Every video has some kind of incentive, whether that is to grow a big brand, make, etc., you name it. That includes Iman, right? There's a reason he's making this video. He's not just making this video to be nice. Even if he doesn't have a course or a community, he definitely is making money off of social media, or he would not dedicate the number of hours that he does to his page. Again, this is not a bad thing, but you do have to understand that everybody is going to have incentives on social media. If somebody is making a free course, I promise you, I've made free courses. They take a long time to make. Nobody does that to be nice. They do it because they want to get you in their funnel and then eventually sell you something down the road. Again, not a bad thing, but just the reality. That includes myself too, right? I'm making this content right now because I have incentives to do it. I'm not doing it, truthfully, because I want to be nice, because it takes a lot of time and it is a lot of effort to make these types of videos. This doesn't mean people are lying if they ask you to trust them in whatever way. However, everybody has their incentives, so you should always take videos like this with a grain of salt, in my opinion. Finally, lesson number 10, just to wrap everything up, I think this makes it super clear that the internet does not necessarily reward what is true or what is right. It simply rewards what is strong. Strong information first off, but then also strong narratives, strong opinions, clear sides. And at the end of the day, the sharper the take is, the more it makes people feel, the more it gets them to engage with the video, the sharper that it lands, the further the video spreads, even if the reality is a bit more nuanced. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and check out this video next.